Yeah. What's up? It's Mr. Royce from Royce Media coming at you guys with a live stream. I'm gonna give a few minutes to let you guys get in here. Let you all get in here. And we're gonna talk about what's going on. What's going on in the Black Manosphere. And it really creeps out into the regular Manosphere, the general Manosphere. So we're gonna talk about it a little bit. So as you guys come in here, hit the like button or hit the dislike, I don't care. Hit something and sound off in the chat. You know, run your mouth. Get your Twitter fingers on. Start twerking in the chat room. Because we're gonna talk about this tonight. Because I think this is something that need to be said. It's an observation of mine, and I think it's time somebody, an objective third party, talks about this subject because there's a lot of cap going on, and there's a lot of cap that I see, and I think I'm just the one to talk about it. So let's get into it. Other than that, how's you guys' day going? How'd your day go? Mine went pretty good. You know, I worked on some stuff, scheduled some videos, made some thumbnails, some content I got coming up. And I'm just trying to figure out my content strategy going forward. Because I'm seeing I'm missing out on a lot. So I got to throw my hat into the arena and talk about it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about it. Right. So let me ask this. Not dealing with the subject. This is pretty much outside of what I'm going to talk about tonight. And I'm actually going to talk about this later. You know, it's that Shakina Robinson situation. Shaquilla Robinson, whatever this girl's name was. I can't remember her name, but rest in peace. I don't want to be disrespectful to her or her family, but you know, I want to talk about that for a little bit. You know, and the consensus is you can't trust everybody as your friends, which I agree with. You can't. You know, especially going out of the country with people you don't really know. That's a tough one. You know, that's that's the other side of you know of getting out and being social, and it really even leaks over into the passport conversation. You know, with the passport bros and stuff. And this is stuff that people talked about before with some passport bros getting robbed, you know, being drugged, being robbed, different stuff like that. A few of them even dying, which in itself, as bad as it sounds, it's not unusual. That being said, it's not unusual for travelers from the U.S. to die in other countries. It happens. I mean, people die in the U.S. all day, every day. You know, and it's not unusual for travelers from the U.S. to die. But I think because of who the focus of the anti-passport bro conversation is on, it's really used as a scare tactic. So that's why there's so much focus around this space. That being said, it is a cautionary tale to be careful who you bring into your environments. even if it's people you know, they're not necessarily your friends. You know, you have to deal with people. You have to deal with trust in people to varying very degrees. That trust is a gradual thing. It's not something you just lay in somebody's lap because you don't want to give the wolf the keys to the hen house. You know, so it is what it is. With that, and like I said, rest in peace to that young lady, and prayers up to her family because that's a horrible situation. I would want to see anybody in that type of situation. So anyway, another thing before we dive into the main topic. Last week, I see our girl Big Stacy didn't become the governor of Georgia, which, it is what it is. And my thing with her is you didn't have nothing to offer. You criticized black men for not voting for you. You didn't offer them anything. You didn't give them anything to look forward to that would have benefited them. And you really kind of scolded and chided them. So, you did that to yourself. And instead of being more strategic and running to become the senator, governor, which I think you probably would have done more of what you want to do. You want to be the governor of the state of Georgia. Hey, who am I to tell you what to do or to get in your way? I believe I'm not the type to get in the way of somebody being happy or miserable. But I think you would have been better off just running for the Senate, especially because you got a jackleg pimp in Warnock, and you got a functional, let me put it in a nice way. You got an autistic person on the Republican side. So that's a tough choice for the people of Georgia, and I think had you run on the Democrat side, you probably would have won. But I'm going to talk about you later, though, Stacey, because I got some other stuff to say about Stacey. So we're going to deal with Stacey later. So, anyway, if you're in the chat room, sound off because I really want to get going on this topic. This topic is with Obsidian, Mumia Ali, and Donovan Sharpe, and the tiff that's been going on between these guys, the latest tiff, and it's ongoing, but the latest, the latest blow to be thrown in this situation was that a picture of Obsidian's girl was shown, and I am not one to spouse or mate shame, and I think that's a problem in the manosphere, especially coming from a lot of motherfuckers looking for mates and having trouble dating and stuff. For as much as you motherfuckers complain, as much as y'all complain, y'all didn't go run around and shame other guys who have successfully found somebody that they can be with. You go and shame their mates and their spouses, and I think that's the dumbest thing to do. Especially if you're just talking on appearance, it's like the gay conversation. Why does it matter to you? But the thing is this is going to be a different conversation because of the nature of the incident. So let me take you guys back a little bit. I want to say like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, Donovan Sharpe. For those of you in the space, you all know Donovan Sharpe. And you all may know Mumia Obsidian Ali. Um, these are two content creators in the space, and some kind of way they arranged to meet up at Obsidian's house. So Donovan goes there with his girl. His girl is Devin. They go there. And they go to Obsidian's house, and they meet up with Obsidian and his girl. And for whatever reason, I don't know the backstory. You have to go and look into their content to find out what the exact backstory was. But apparently they got together with the intention of creating some content together. That didn't work out, and they actually walked away from that meeting with a lot of bad blood between the two of them. And I watch probably more, slightly more of Obsidian's content than I do Donovan Sharpe. But through the years, I've seen Obsidian take little shots at Donovan, you know, um, and in the last few weeks, he's taken more shots at Donovan. And so I guess Donovan Sharpe had enough, and he dropped a bomb. I want to say like 3 or 4 days ago, man. It was between 2 and 4 days ago. He dropped a bomb. What he did was he talked about how he went to, and these guys are both from Philadelphia. They're both in Philadelphia, and what Donovan said is that he went to, and this is just, I'm just paraphrasing everything. Donovan said he went to Obsidian's house, and he basically lives in an efficiency tenement. It's basically a project. So you had that. I guess when Donovan came up to the door, some dude came down, um, and tried to sell him something. This was like a trap, basically. It was like living in a trap. And so, the guy asked Donovan what he wanted, and Donovan said he was here to see Obsidian, and then the guy went and alerted Obsidian came down, or said let him up or something. Anyway, Donovan Sharpe and his girl Devin, they got into Obsidian's house, and, according to Obsidian, when Donovan came there, him and his girl was drunk. They drank a whole bottle of vodka and stuff, and you have that there. Then the conversations about each other's girls came about, where Obsidian said that more or less that Devin wasn't anything to look at. She's a baby mama, and she's a baby mama, white woman. And as far as I know, Donovan clapped back and said, you got a baby mama too who's grossly overweight. Now, again, I'm not one to mate shame or to spouse shame. I think it's ridiculous. The reason I'm talking about that is because this had a lot to do with the latest assault that Donovan launched against Obsidian, and why it's so significant is for a few things. Number one, for years, Obsidian has talked about beauty is everything. He's been saying that stuff for years. Okay, so he's been saying that for years. Okay, and then he's also the one that came up with I'll have the steak and she'll have the salad if he takes a woman out, and then there's also the thing of him being a bachelor. If you've been with a woman 12 years, you're not a bachelor. You with a woman over 2 years, you're not a bachelor. You are in a committed relationship. You know, so all of that confirmed bachelor talk, it's it's cap. It's cap. Let's call it what it is. It's cap. You know, it's a lot of whoop de whoop. You know, so you have those two things. You know, the salad. You know, I have the steak. She have the salad. You know, this girl, she looked like she had quite a bit of weight on her. You know, I don't know what led to that, but she had quite a bit of weight on her. You got that. You know, you got the fact that, you know, I mean, hey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I'm going to leave that at that. You know, I'm going to leave that where it is. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, she, from what I'm understanding, she's a big, tall woman. The photo that I seen that's part of the thumbnail, that she's a big, tall woman. Okay, and that's what he likes. It's fine, but then, you know, I mean, it brings up other questions. You know, and it one of the questions is, well, until this year, Obsidian, why'd you hide your woman? Were you ashamed of her? You know, why'd you say you were a bachelor when you were in a 12-year relationship? You know, and I mean, there's criticisms of Donovan Sharpe too, because he was talking all of this, you know, anti-marriage stuff, and he was married, and I guess Anthony Dream Johnson called him out on that, and Obsidian, they both called him out on that, which, okay, that's more Manosphere cap. So that's more cap. So you have that with those two. You have that situation, and then, you know, the bending, you know, Obsidian bending women over the couch. You know, the thing is that, and really, this can apply to both Donovan Sharpe and Obsidian, is that I get it. You want to play to your audience, okay? I get it. You want to play to your audience. You want to give them what they want to hear. I get it. I've got no problem with that. The problem that I do have with that is that if it's cap and it's BS, they're going to find out. Then what? They're going to find out. Then what? Then not only that, when you dealing with Black America, when you dealing with America, I'm not going to even say Black America. When you dealing with Americans and they get pissed off, and, you know, going back to my earlier point about you can't be friends with everybody, people will use information against you. And pretty much, you know, this is what Donovan and Obsidian have used against each other. And the first person I actually heard talk about the other one's mate, the first one that engaged in mate shaming, was Obsidian. That was you, dog. That was you. You know, you talked about how you know, Devin wasn't all that, and she was a single mother and stuff, and you know, thus the response, you know. And then you kept on. Instead of just stepping away from it and leaving it alone, you kept on. When this dude had ammunition against you, particularly in the online persona, the YouTube persona that you created for yourself. So, you know, so when Donovan showed that picture, it was like, whoa, dude. It's not a good look. It wasn't a good look. And it's not that your girl wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look based on how you talk, man. So, you know, it wasn't a good look. And you know it wasn't a good look because that's why you did an hour and a half live stream clapping back at Donovan. So your response was like an hour and a half for a 9-minute video. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. We knew you got touched when we saw it. Myself and the others that know about this situation and sat back and observed it, we knew you got touched. You start doing the the Ali shuffle and bobbing and weaving. Woo! He touched you, and again, it's not to talk about your girl. Listen, I ain't got no smoke with your girl, man. Hey, you love who you love, and that's the that's the thing. It calls into questions, and like the one, why'd you hide her for all of this time when you had been in a relationship with her for 12 years? And the answer a lot of people are going to come up with is that you were ashamed of her, and they're going to connect the dots and say you were ashamed of her because of this picture that Donovan Sharpe showed. So, hey, man, it is what it is. But, you painted yourself into that corner, and, then you decided to deal with it by making the several streams. In fact, I think it's several streams that you made. So, it's it was hilarious, man. And then even the whole thing. Donovan went in on where you live. You calling yourself a man of means when you live in an efficiency. So, hey, man, it is what it is, dog. I ain't even one to really be shaming people on where they live because I did almost 30 years of law enforcement and stuff, and I've been into some, raggedy joints, and that's a sensitive subject when you invite people into your home, and there's a certain level of trust, a basic trust you gotta have, and and then there's a certain level of basic mutual respect that you gotta have. When you went at Donovan like you did, he would respond back a little bit. But then you kept going. Because I'm going to tell you, I've been listening to you for a long time. And for the most part, I like your content. But, I also know you be on bullshit. And you don't know when to quit sometimes. Oh, man. You don't know when to quit sometimes. And it's cost you certain relationships. I've been around long enough to know this. I've watched your career grow. I've watched you and several other YouTubers in the so-called Black Manosphere. I've watched your careers grow, and I know how you move. that one attorney, yeah. You have a modus operandi, and you have a pattern of behavior that it gets you in the fights. It gets you in the tiffs with people, man. It is what it is, and I mean, I ain't into changing, growing folks, so it is what it is, my man. But anyway, getting back to the mate shaming. I mean, it's not a good look for either of you guys to do that. And really, both of you guys brought that on yourself. Donovan being married, but talking that anti-marriage talk. I mean, that, it was an issue. And it was brought up when he got into it with Anthony Dream Johnson. and that confirmed bachelor talk, and beauty is everything. A whole lot of stuff you said became an issue when you got into it with Donovan Sharpe. So it is what it is, man. And the thing about it is, that's why you kind of have to be forthcoming about who you are with certain things, because we know on YouTube and particularly in the black manosphere, what they call the black manosphere, you know, um, there's a whole lot of petty, and then there's so stuff like doxing and stuff like that. It's it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know this because you've done some stuff that has been considered doxing. You know, so you already know what it is, old man. Donovan knows what it is too, because the situation with you and Anthony Dream Johnson. You know, so you already, there's an element of doxing. There's an element of pettiness here. You know, the question I have is that um, all of those years and stuff that was going by, and you calling yourself um, a confirmed bachelor and talking about, you'll have the steak and she'll have the salad and stuff. You know, did you not think um, people was gonna find out? Did you not think they was gonna find out? I mean, they found out. That's why I make no bones about it. I certain stuff I don't talk about because although I could, and I can talk about whatever I want, but I don't because I have a understanding of who we're dealing with. I don't talk dating stuff because I've been married almost 30 years, man. What am I gonna talk about dating for? You know. Now talking about women, I understand women. I I got a family full of sisters. I'm married. I got daughters. I understand women. When I was dating, you know, I didn't have trouble getting one. Not at all. So I can talk about that. I can talk about how women behave in the workplace because um, I've had to deal with different, you know, um, instances of you know, conflicts with women in the workplace. So I can talk about that. I can talk about marriage because I am married. Um, I my I come from a family with married people in it. I can talk about female fuckery because you know I've dealt with it all my life. So there's certain things I can talk about. I can talk about the passport stuff to a point. Like as far as like the sex pat part of it, I've never done that. And although I support those guys' right to do it, I don't talk about it because I don't do it. I don't do that. Now, that being said, I've got relatives who are on the other side of that and they tell you stuff, which is why I've always been one of those ones. I talk about Passport Brenda and Passport Bernice and Passport, Linda and Passport Karen because I know what happens, and it's not just the guys that are sex pats. It's female sex pats too. I can talk about that. The things I can talk about, I'll do, and um, I don't make myself out to uh, be something that I'm not. Marriage. I am not anti-marriage at all. I am pro being aware of when you go into marriage, pro um, understanding what it is before you get into it. I'm not anti-marriage. I'm not pro just getting married just because um, that's what people want you to do. I am pro understanding what marriage is as much as you can, and taking certain steps to protect yourself and to get the most out of it. You know, I'm not a fees either, though. I'm not a fees. You know, I'm not a fees at all. You know, he's another video that's coming. We gonna talk about her fees. You know, what he should have did, and what he did, what he should have did, what he did that was stupid. So we're gonna talk about her fees. But anyway, um, anyway, you guys, you know, getting back to Obsidian. All right, man. So the thing is, you hit this woman for all this time because she didn't, from all looks of it, you weren't happy with her uh, appearance at that time, because now she's gotten it together. She looks good. I've seen the pictures of her. I told you, I've been following your channel all the time. I've seen the pictures of her on the thumbnails and stuff. She looks good, and according to your own words, she put in the work, made necessary changes, and lost weight. And I salute her, I salute her. But then again, I'm not a mate shamer. So, I don't care who you with. And I've said it several times. I don't care who you with. All that old, build a black community and black people. I don't care about that shit, man. You be with who makes you happy. I don't even get into the whole, men should be with women and women. I don't get into that. That's not what you do. To be happy and miserable is what you do. I don't care. I don't care. So, but getting back to Miss Brown Sugar, she's looking good, and now you're showing her off. so, it's you don't leave a lot to the imagination of what was going on. So hey, when she was big, when she had all the extra weight on her, you was hiding her. When she lost the weight and got it together, now you show on every thumbnail you got. Hey, it is what it is, But the thing is that she held you down for all of this time. That's my issue. She held you down for all of this time while you was hiding and you was around here talking about how you were a confirmed bachelor, and now you're a so-called man of means, and you want to show off, Hey, thing is, I mean, if I was her, I'd probably look at you sideways, number one. And then two, you got to think about this, if that's your girl and you decided to build a life with her, who cares what somebody else says? That's your woman. Listen, when you're with a woman and you guys are going through the years together, y'all gonna gain weight. It's just what it is. You're gonna gain weight. The whole issue with the child custody stuff, I'm not talking about that with neither you or Donovan. Hey, life happens. I don't want to get into it, whatever that was. But the thing is both you guys was bringing up the status of your, of what was going on with those women and their children, which, it was screwed up it was messed up on both of you guys' parts, and the weapon you used was the weapon used against you. Okay? And now this thing with, going back to the mate shaming, and, the thing is, showing your girl off like you got a brand new car or something, Dude, we're roughly the same age. You may be a year or two older than me. We're the same age, and like I said, I've never hidden my wife. I've never hidden my white woman. You know, I've said it lots of times on my channel. My wife is white. My wife also is an attractive woman. My wife looks good. So, um, and I've never hit her. Um, she we're both on Facebook, attached to each other. So, you can see what my wife looks like. But I understand those weight struggles and stuff. But I never would have hit her because my wife is, when like I said, I did almost 30 years of police work. I did 20 years of military. My wife held me down on some tough times when I couldn't be around and all of the hard times I went through in those two occupations. My wife was, man, she was a great team player. She was a great clutch hitter. And so I've never been ashamed of who my wife is. Even when you guys you guys get on that pro black stuff, including you, Obsidian. I've never hidden my wife, and and I've never apologized for having a white wife. I chose the woman who was best for me, and my wife is an awesome wife. If your girl is awesome, and she seems awesome from what I hear. She seems intelligent. She seems aware. She seems very supportive of you and what you're doing. Why would you hide your girl? Why would you hide your woman? Why would you hide it? That's the question I have. In light of all this, I mean, I got other stuff that I'm gonna jump in your ass about. Even though I like you, man, I'm gonna jump in your ass about. But that's one of them. That's a big one, man. You hid your girl all this time, for all these years. You just now start showing her once she got her figure together. The whole man of means thing. Let's go to that. The whole man of means things. And, you living in an efficiency. Again, I'm not a, address shamer. I'm not an address shamer. That being said, you've been talking real heavy since Kevin about, being a man of means and stuff. And I get it and stuff. But you gotta understand something. You knew to that, dog. Donovan already told on you. You knew that. You talking slick. You talking about books and stuff. And yeah, okay, all right, cool. That's what you did. And hey, I'm not taking anything away from you for doing that stuff. But you need to slow down. You need to slow down. You need to slow down, my boy. You need to slow down. You need to slow down, man. Because that whole, you again, you put out, you created a persona that Donovan said nah and doxed you basically, um, like I said, I'm not an address shamer because, hey, it is what it is. You live where you live. You do what you can. Um, for me, I'm not an address shamer because I have a good life. You know, um, I knew Kevin when Kevin was alive, and although I may not have talked to Kevin as much as you, me and Kevin talked, especially before he blew up, because I am back from the Coliseum days, and you know that. Oh man, you know that, and you know, me and Kevin talked, so. And we actually had some plans to do some stuff, but it just never materialized. But that high value lifestyle, I know a little something about that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I know a little something about that. I'm gonna leave it at that. And and I'm gonna add, I know a little bit more about it than you do. I'm gonna leave it at that. you know, make of it what you will. You know, but the thing is at the same time, I'm not, you know, this tirade. It's like, you know, you're pushing people doing this for the approval of other people. And that's where it becomes problematic because, you know, you'll never please everybody. And you see this from what you're going through right now. You'll never please everybody. You know. So the thing is do what makes you happy. You know. You know, do what makes you happy. Do what you can and go as far as you can. Which, you know, I agree with that. And, you know, if you can make 6 and 7 and 8 figures, bang, go do it. Go get it. If you can't, figure out how to be happy. You know, figure out how to appreciate what you can do. You know, figure out, you know, if you decide to, like I say, you know, if you decide not to get married, okay, great. You know, understand what that entails. If you decide to get married, great. Understand what that entails. And for both choices, both decisions, prepare accordingly, you know, and you know, your choice is your choice. Great thing is that, you know, there is time to change those choices if that's what you want to do, you know. But I got a question, Obsidian. I got a question about the whole thing with the you know, maid shaming and stuff, you know. Oh, by the way, I didn't think Devin looked that bad. I mean, she looks like uh, the average. She looks like an average white woman. I mean, she don't look terrible. She don't, you know, she didn't look terrible. I mean, your girl, you know, even with the weight on her, she had a cute face. She didn't seem, and like now, you know, you don't see on the thumbnail, she looks good. She seems like a nice person. She seems intelligent. Devin seems intelligent, you know. The thing is they seem, it seems like each one of you guys got what you want, really. You know, you got what you want, really. And that's cool, you know, but, you know, a guy your age, you know, yeah, your woman is a representation of you. But then again, you got to go home with her because, you know, they say behind every beautiful woman is a man that's sick of her shit. You know, the thing is, to find a woman you can live a good life with and be happy. That's the whole goal. This whole red pill space is, you know, it's not so much about, you know, why we hate these bitches. It's about how to figure out, it's about figuring out a way to either understanding why they do the stuff they do and figure out how to deal with them or not, figure out how not to deal with them, you know, and figure out how to navigate a world increasingly where women are in every space that men are in and what that entails, you know. So that's what we're dealing with. Now, again, let me stay on track. This whole thing with, you know, showing your woman off. Yes, your woman is a representation of you. Yeah, I get it and stuff, you know. But understand this: beautiful women get divorced every day. They file divorces. Guys get away from them, you know. And the thing about it is, you know, who are you trying to impress? Some other hard legs? That's what I want to know. Are you trying to impress some hard legs that really don't? You'll probably never meet. If you do meet them, their opinion, they haven't done enough to where their opinion of your woman matters. You know, they don't have that kind of sway over your life. Why is it important that you impress a bunch of goofies who are here trying to figure out women? Why is it important that you impress them? You know, that's my thing, you know. And this might piss some of you guys off, But it's a lot of goofies that come to the manosphere because they're trying to figure out how to deal with women, which that's legitimate. But a lot of it at the same time, a lot of these guys have a lot of goofy ass hangups, and like I said, you can't please everybody. So you know that's the that's the thing. Why are you trying to impress these guys? Um, I mean, same question can be posed of Donovan Sharpe. Why are you trying to impress incels or guys who are socially maladjusted, who they can't they don't know how to navigate a relationship because they have lousy social skills. Why are you trying to impress them? If you would have, you married to a woman, has got some kids, so what? So so what? The important thing about that is how not to be taken advantage of by her by way of the things she does or through the system. That's the important thing. How to maintain a relationship to where you both can get what you want out of it and actually build something, raise those kids in a way to where, those kids would be better off than you you two, and that that they're productive citizens, and how to stay up out of the system without giving up your rights or dignity. That's what's important. Them incels and the social weirdos, male and female, because you got a lot of weirdo female bitches out there. You got a lot of weirdo women out there, a lot of weirdo bitches. But them weirdos, I mean, you can't help them. You can't tell them anything that'll make life better. They're going to be weird and socially maladjusted. That is what it is, you know. So, why do things that impress them? If you look at guys like Anton Daniels and a few other content creators who talk about who openly talk about their marriage and openly talk about relationships and stuff. Their content is their channels are growing. They got good content. Um, you know they really avoid stupid docs and stuff. Stuff like that. You could have did the same. You know the black manosphere and the greater manosphere are full of guys. Excuse me, are full of guys that are married and in long-term relationships. If anything, I think we need to talk about that kind of stuff more. We need to talk about how to how to navigate the relationship. We need to talk about how to get your woman to cooperate. This whole submission stuff is weirdo talk. Cause first of all, humans, that submission stuff is like you in an MMA fight with your girl or something. That's stupid shit. you get you women to submit. That's against human nature to submit. Humans, in particular men, are created to oppose the environment. You know, uh, if you can't show a woman that you can oppose and overcome the environment, number one, why would she submit to you to begin with? And number two, um, what you want, what you're calling submission is cooperation with men or women. If you can't demonstrate reasonableness and good leadership skills, why should they submit to you? Because you say so, or because the Bible said, one of them books holy books you done read, the so-called holy books. These women won't submit. If you ain't doing shit, if you ain't done shit, no. you know, Yeah, they wouldn't. Why should they submit? Why should they cooperate if you haven't shown yourself to be, uh, you know, reasonable, intelligent, insightful, different things like that that go into leadership. If you haven't shown that, um, if you haven't shown being responsible, why should a decent woman do that? And then then you also got to call into question the type of women you get. Some of these weirdos are looking for. Yeah, they want to make the Pookie factory. They want her to, and it's women too. Y'all want the worst of the people out there to. You want to make them submit, and you want them to act right for you just because you're you. The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. That's stupid. It's stupid. It's delusional. It's fantastical thinking, and you set yourself up for a bunch of problems. Man. Some dude got 3 kids by 3 chicks. Guess what? He's as a pattern of behavior. Some chick with 3 kids by 3 guys. That's a pattern of behavior. That's what they do. You talk to a chick and every guy she was with was narcissistic and abusive. The common denominator was her. Maybe she ain't shit. So that's what we looking at with that. But getting back to Obsidian and Donovan, Donovan definitely struck a nerve this time. And he struck a nerve because Obsidian, you were ashamed of your woman at one time. And that's an issue with, you got to deal with her, And I mean, I get it, she didn't look the way you felt like she should have looked. That's hopefully you guys got past that. There are ways to get past that, and my thing is look at how she treats you. And this is my whole thing with these guys in this space talking about getting dimes and stuff. Sometimes a dime ain't a lot of times a dime ain't what you want. Them bitches are dangerous. They will put your life at risk, your life and your health and your sanity. They will put it at risk. I'm not saying everybody run out and go get 3s or 2s. If you can get a decent 6, most guys will be good. A decent 5 or 6. More importantly, a woman that's going to act like she got some fucking sense. You can build a life with a woman like that. They act like she got some sense. A good, some of you guys, a 4 is plenty for you. Some of you guys, a 4 is plenty for you. And a 4 is not a bad woman. I mean, she obviously ain't going to win a beauty contest, but your mama a 4. Your mama a 4. So, I'm not trying to I get dimes on lying motherfucker. More YouTube cap. So, give me a drink. I've been running my mouth a lot. Hey, sound off in the chat room, man. Y'all bullshitting. Got me up here, man. Losing, got my throat drying out talking so much. Sound off in the chat. Unless you driving while you listen to this, don't sound off in the chat. I don't want to be responsible for you having an accident. Make it home alive. I care about y'all. Care about you. I want you guys to be alive so you can listen to my next video. Because I got some more stuff coming. Like I said, and we're going to talk about stuff from a different point of view than what you guys have been seeing with a lot of what's going on in YouTube. We're going to even talk about the reparations thing. I myself being multicultural, and when I say multicultural, you know, Afro Latin, ADOS, you know, got a little small hat in me. Got a little, little engine in me because of my Caribbean roots. You know, I got some Taino blood. You know, I got a little Taino in there. So, um, uh, we're gonna talk about that because I support the push for reparations, but realistically, they ain't gonna give it to y'all. And I'm gonna explain why in another video, you know. And I'm gonna do it out of love because love Black Americans. You know, my stepfather, the man who really molded me and who really rescued me from a bad situation. He is ADOS FBA. You know, and a lot of my I have just as many Latino brothers, and I had just as many ADOS brothers as I do Latino brothers, and and I love the people, you know, but but we'll talk about that, you know, just a realistic view of reparations and really how I think it should go down because my people in Belize, Honduras, and Puerto Rico, they have a claim to reparations as well, you know. And there's some things that I understand that I think a lot of that ADOS FBA crowd, I don't think they're really aware of or understand the significance. But we'll talk about that. Anyway, um, you know, I think I'm in this stream here. I've run my mouth enough. I enjoy for the people that came in here. I appreciate you guys coming in, checking out my live stream. You know, hopefully, you know, you guys like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And you know, jump in the comments, say something, and like I said, I'll try to push out more material for you guys. Anyway, this is Mr. Royce Media. I'm gonna jump off here. You know, like, share, and subscribe. Y'all be easy, be safe out there, and looking forward to hitting you guys again. Hasta luego.